Hello. So today we're going to talk about making peace in your mind. So I want to start off with a situation that this will sound very familiar to you, I bet. Or you might think, I wonder if this has something to do with the situation I've experienced. So I had years and years and years ago a client come to me, and they were very upset with a parent because they felt like they weren't being treated right. They're kind of like the last one thought of in the family, blah, 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 blah. So there was all this resentment that was there, but yet at the same time, this is my parent. I want to be, good to them and nice to them, but I'm feeling very hurt. Now, the thing about what I do is often I will see whole families will end up coming to me, so that I'm seeing all of these different situations from everybody else's perspective. And it's so fascinating that, this person is thinking this, but that is not what is going on at all, because from this person's perspective, there's a completely different story going on. So, this person is feeling left out. And then I end up working with the person who, they're feeling left out about. And then I'm hearing this person's story of, I have this, and, at least I have, this one person, this one child, and I don't have to worry about them at all because they're totally good. And it's such a relief for me that I don't have to worry about this one, and blah, 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 blah. So from this person's perspective, they're feeling neglected. They're feeling left out. From this person's perspective, they're like, oh, it's so nice that, this one is self-sufficient and that I don't have to do all of these things for them that I have to do for all of these other ones. So there's two completely different situations. Both of them are completely true, right? This person is experiencing this. This is their reality. This is the truth. It's not the truth of the situation. It's not, the things that they have thought in their head. The reasons why or the whatever, none of this is true. But the way that they are feeling, 100% valid, 100% true. Same for this person, the way that they're feeling, the way that they're doing things, 100% valid. But we are coming from two completely different perspectives. And because there was no communication of, you really hurt me, I'm feeling this way, from this person was totally unaware. They didn't have a clue. So they didn't know, that there was anything to even correct. So I tell you this to tell you that very often we will think things up. And I don't mean very often. I mean every freaking day, all day long, all the time. What we're doing is validating the beliefs that we already have. And we will use any little thing as proof of these beliefs, right? So now, I'm not asked to go do this with everybody else, whatever it happens to be. There'll be these little situations where somebody, if they're feeling left out, now they're going to get proof of, oh, look, they're doing this to me on purpose, probably because they don't like me, which in this case was obviously completely 100% not true, but it's still completely valid for this person who is experiencing that and believing it. So a lot of times we are going through situations in our life, and we're just making things up that are not true at all. But if you're dealing with somebody who cannot communicate with you, or you're afraid to communicate, or you say something and they aren't giving you any understanding, or it's not being received, then what do? Well, then you have a choice. Okay, so I reached out and I tried to communicate with this person and say, hey, this is bothering me, and this person gave you nothing back. Okay, well, then maybe you can attempt again. And when this person gives you nothing back again, well, now you need to make a decision. If you're being upfront and honest and whatever it is, then you need to make a decision. Maybe you need to let this person go out of your life. But if you have not had this communication back and forth, then I would never advise to do that, because there's probably a lot of things that have been misconstrued, or that are just not even remotely what's actually going on. But because we are determining our life from our perspective, from our beliefs, from the things that we think, these things that are not actually even happening really can seriously have an effect on us. So if you have an issue with some situation in your life and you have not brought it up, right? You don't want to, right? Because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to do that. But you need to. So here's my tip for you. You could write a letter. You could write a letter. Even just the act of writing it out, first of all, is going to make you feel better, because probably if you have resentments towards somebody else, or you think something's going on, then you've probably internalized this and you're crapping on yourself about it, right? This is going on. You're maybe not even mad at that other person. You're just crapping on yourself and blaming yourself for what it happens to be. So when you write it down, you're getting it out. I used to do this practice quite a bit. If something was bothering me, back in the day, I would write it down, and then later on, I'd put it in a file. I would usually do this when I was at work, and I'd open up my desk and I'd pull out my book and I'd look back and be like, what? That was bothering me a week ago. And it would totally change things. Writing it out is actually getting it out of your system, because writing is subconscious. It's a subconscious act. So getting it out is very helpful. I think also this is why EFT, if you've never tried EFT before, that's also something that I do with clients. It's tapping. But what we're doing when we're doing EFT is we're tapping through, we're saying the negative thing out loud, and we're also saying the feelings that are attached to it. So very often, we've never done this. We've never spoken these things out loud. We've, maybe internally thought these things, but never really maybe given emotions or names or words or the whole story to it. And so by doing this, this is also very helpful, tapping through these negative things of, I'm feeling really hurt, I'm feeling like I'm left out and that my siblings matter more than me, and, that I'm being ignored and blah, 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 and whatever it is. And then you can go through this and then you can release it, and then it's not going to bother you anymore. And often, all the time, we always want to be right. Our brains always want to be right. 100% of the time, they never want to be wrong. And so it will seek proof where there isn't any, and it will find it. So if you believe something very strongly, right, it doesn't matter what you're believing at the time. If you are believing that thing, you can justify it and you can come up with every reason why it is true. But you're not actually proving the truth. What you're doing is you're proving your beliefs to yourself. So if you are believing something that is really harmful to you, that is really hurting you, stop believing it. Stop believing it. I know, easier said than done, right? Okay, so let's say that I am thinking something and it's really bothering me. It's really upsetting me, and it has to do with somebody else. This is a really good exercise that you can do that will immediately soften the way that you were feeling about that person. And it will bring in this nice light energy, which will feel completely different than a resentful energy, if that's what's present. Okay, so how you would do this is, so this is a meditation. So you're gonna take yourself into a meditative state. We can do it here right now. Okay, so you're just gonna start by closing your eyes, taking in a couple nice deep breaths. And as you take in these nice deep breaths, just feel in your body the movement of that breath. So the expansion and the contraction of your lungs, your chest, your muscles, every time that you breathe in, just focus on that breathing. And then every time that you breathe out, I want you to just tell yourself deeper, relaxed. So every exhale, just tell yourself deeper, relaxed, deeper, relaxed. Wonderful. And so then even just imagine that the room or wherever you're at has this really, really calm energy, and that you can breathe that calm energy all the way through your body, right from your head down to your toes. And that every time that you breathe, this nice, soft, calm energy just flows from your head down to your toes. And then every time that you breathe, just allowing yourself to relax deeply now. So in a moment here, I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and I want you to breathe in that calm energy so deeply with every number that floats by. So 10, breathing in that calm energy so deeply, then your entire energy system. And so if you're sitting somewhere, maybe you're on the couch, maybe you're wherever you are, just imagine yourself sinking down and melting into that surface underneath you. 9, deeply relaxing now, farther and deeper down. 8, calmer and calmer, deeper relaxed now on 7. Sinking down even farther on 6. Relaxing so peacefully on 5. Melting down deeper into that surface underneath you as it comfortably supports you on 4. Relax down even farther now, all the way down to 3. Even deeper now, all the way down on 2. And sink down even farther, all the way down on 1. Okay. Now I want you to imagine here, picture, pretend that there's a bench. It's just right in front of you. And you're going to see that that person that you are having an issue with here is sitting there on that bench. Now, first of all, this person cannot say anything to you. I want you to go over to them and I want you to say whatever it is that you've been needing to say to them. Take your time. I'm going to give you 30 seconds here. If you need longer, then you're just going to pause this video when I start talking again. Okay. If you need more time, you'll just open your eyes and you'll pause the video and come back when you're finished. Okay, now with whatever it was that you said to them, you are going to be them and respond back to you. I'm going to give you 20 seconds here. Be them and respond back. Okay, wonderful. Now I want you to imagine here this really brilliant, beautiful, divine white light shining down from out in the heavens and shining down on this person. And as it does this, it makes them become very, very aware of how they have affected you, but it also releases them and releases you and allows you to view them under this light of this pure divine love. So just imagine this heavenly love light just shining down on this person and also shining down on yourself. And then breathe it in. So let that brilliant white light fill up your chest, heart space. Let it expand up into your mind. And then let it flow all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And then you're just going to put a little smile on those lips. And then you're just going to start to bat those beautiful eyes all the way back open into the room. Okay, so it feels a little bit different now, right? So when you bring in this nice, beautiful, loving energy, it shifts. It takes the chaos and it turns it into calm. And you did this in about a minute, 2 minutes. So the more that you do this, the more that you practice this, the better it gets. And you can find some relief. So if you have someone that you're dealing with, let's say that you have to work with somebody that you're like, oh, I gotta work with this person, and you don't want to work with the person, whatever happens to be, do this with them. Put that love light around them before you go into your office, before you go to work. It will change first of all, it's going to change the way that you feel about this person, because you're going to see them wrapped in this heavenly light. You're going to see them more of as an equal to yourself. But it's also going to be telepathically received by this person. So this act that you just did, telling that person whatever it was that you needed to tell them, their higher self has received this. Their higher self will receive this information. And it will make this person think differently. It will give this person a different perspective. It might not be immediate. Time is, but when I do this with my clients, which usually, we go a little more in depth than this, but when I do this with my clients, they will notice by the next time that they come for their session, which sessions are usually only a week apart. So use this divine, loving light on people, and always, 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 always assume the best in someone else unless they are repeatedly showing you not the best. In which case, then you need to let these people go out of your environment. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys here today. Everybody take care, and I will see you guys next time, but more than likely I'll just hear you next time. See you guys.